Tiergarten Königsbrunn is a build by Verena Schulz on the workshop, a wonderful, consistent, bold and big modern zoo. Join me.
Hey there friends, I've managed to tear myself away from Crimson Desert for a while and we are going to tour a zoo that is ostensibly set in Germany. And all of this is in German. I'm going to do my best and see if I can translate some of it to you. I don't speak German, but I can if you like. And what immediately stands out about this zoo is a very, very clear and distinct architecture style. It is very brutalist, modernist, grays and browns and big and blocky, and I like the daring, the very consistent and bold choices here in the design. Very, very zoo-like, very like modernist zoo design in my opinion. So we are here at the classy parking lot where all of our zoo tours really do start. We get a nice fountain, we get an actual animal clinic back there that we will check out when we zoom out at the end. But of course we need to head to the ticket register here first, maybe get some money from the Geldautomat, pasta Kasse, and we are at the Eingang, which is, you know, the entrance to the zoo, and we get some nice statues here to welcome you. And I think you can see right away what the vibe is of this zoo. These gray concrete buildings, but not necessarily ugly, but not necessarily very aesthetically, you know, meant to be colorful and cheerful. I'm just a huge fan of it. That's why I had to check this zoo out from close up. Even the the gift shop has this gray muted vibe to it, and I'm not too sure if it was meant to look like this brutalist environment, but it definitely happens here with this restroom as well. What a cool little restroom design here. Even these stairs and everything. Such a great accomplished theme here. And the first place that we're going to check out, we're going to go counterclockwise, which I believe is just, it looked like a good way to visit the zoo. Perhaps the other way around is how it was intended, but we're going to check it out this way. And the first thing we're going to see is the classic entrance animal, the flamingo. And what can you say? It's a great flamingo habitat. It has a low barrier, it has water, it has a cool shelter back there, lots of rocks, a very rocky habitat in fact. But what's coming up already is going to be a pretty big deal. I have the feeling that some habitats were yet to be added and it never really came to fruition, but that's not I'm not quite sure what this means. Here, I think it says here a new habitat is gonna arrive right over here, but it's not happening during this tour at least. This is the Water Worlds exhibit, and we're going to go inside first, and then I'll show you what happens when you go outside. It has a very, very big full rock mountain. To our right we get the gray seals, but they have a lot of water back there. And at this side you get the African penguin and a cool rocky habitat for them. But once we get inside this water world, it's going to reveal its many secrets. We get a big place here for the penguins. We'll get this cool inside cave. I love I know some people would say like, oh, it's bare and big, but you know, I think because the whole zoo is so consistently like this, it's definitely meant to be like this. It's definitely meant to be big and imposing. At least that's what it feels like. So let's get down here and check out the underwater viewing for these seals. They don't seem to be swimming at this moment in time. But I think you understand the vibe that is going on here. There you go. Those are, in fact, the sea lions who also live here. A great, big and spacious underwater section for them over here. You'll love to see it. And when we go over here, you get some exhibits. And I think that is the exit, but we still have some stuff to look at, because we still have the penguins right over here. They get this cool little mountain to climb for themselves. But at the other end is actually the polar bear habitat, with their shelter here to the right. I kind of thought this was it, but this is actually the polar bear, a realistic outdoor habitat with some snow, some faux trees and everything. They get 2 yards. It seems like there's only one of them in here. It seems like we are stuck actually. So let's rectify that. But actually, I think when we go outside, I'm gonna zoom out for a little bit, because it also has an option for you to go on land and go around the whole seal and sea lion habitat. And that mountain up there really has a cool, rocky, rugged vibe to it. I just love the consistency here. Even these stands are all gray and brown and everything. There's definitely a theme going on here, a personal taste for the creator. And I think this right here sets the stage once again. We have this cool little bridge over the water. Look at this wonderfully shaped river blending into the background like that. We get some glimpses into the future. And here is the Africa section, which, you guessed it, is the spelling in German and Dutch as well, actually, for Africa. no big surprises there. But look at this awesome architecture here of this entrance. It's like it has nothing to do with Africa per se. It's not bold and colorful like you would expect, but it is creative all the same. It has definite vibes of like big concrete and metal and planters like this. I love the consistency in the theming. An indoor habitat here for what are the lemurs, with a very cool, very large climbing island for the lemurs. Looks like we have we have 2 lemur species in here. Not the ring-tailed lemur, which I don't mind. The ring-tailed lemur is almost, you could say, overexposed a bit in the zoo world. We've seen enough of them. Other lemurs can sometimes get the attention, but I love this climbing frame so much, and it's surprisingly, not surprisingly, it's just very detailed, and I love these little tops at the top. Very nice. And actually at the other end we get another climbing rig, more modest, for the mandrill, which is less of a climber than the lemur is for sure. So this sort of makes sense. A rocky, mountainous vibe here for the mandrill. Looks like they have a baby. I love it. Another big building coming up. We'll deal with it when we get there. And this right over here is the Löwenhaus, and that is the lion house. So let's go inside first, because I believe these are the indoor habitats. There you go, for the lion. There she is. Just making sure we got a glimpse here of what it was like. But look at this, guys. It's such a cool place. This really brings me back to like zoos I visited myself, for sure, here in Europe. It has this, like, I'm gonna go out there and say, like, this 1950s, 1960s vibe, perhaps. Maybe I'm just getting my decades wrong, but that's definitely the vibe I'm getting. Like, this was very modern when it was built. There's like one building in Antwerp Zoo that has that vibe. Very modern when it was built, but right now it's a bit outdated, but it still has a charm to it for sure, because a lot of care has gone into building this. The frames around the windows, the little planters here with the bamboo. This person really went all out to make sure this looked nice. Very cool. wild Africas indeed. This is the Lions Island. They get a big moat with water, and I think what I appreciate the most about this habitat is that it has this very, very realistic vibe to it. This is a realistic in scale for a lion habitat. It features this big moat with the artificial edges here. It doesn't hide away the big shelter building. It's like a zoo from a certain era for sure. And you can actually get back there. I'm not sure how these people have gotten back there. We'll have to check that out later, because I don't know how those people... I thought I checked out the zoo beforehand and mapped out my tour, but I'll have to check out how they got there. Perhaps there's a route here that I missed. But anyway, this is the arid Africa section with the Bactrian, with the dromedary, the gemsbok, the Somali wild ass, and the addax looks like you get them all. Really cool. I like how we are above and quite far away from the animals with these several layers of border, and that it has this sort of narrow panorama view, realistic with these different stalls here, which you could imagine would, at the end of the day, certain animals would have to go to a certain stall with these separation yards and everything. This is a person who knows what zoos look like, right? This is a person who knows a certain type of zoo and has built it to perfection. And then you get these little moments of flair, like this very cool sunshade. But again, it's understated. It's brownish and grayish. It sticks with the consistent theming. Even the playground is not like this garish colors. It is also in this very clear pattern throughout the zoo, and I really, really, really appreciate that. Like, in terms of realism, you can't, say anything against this build for sure. Terrific. The Giraffenhaus you can imagine is the giraffe indoor house. But let's check out outdoors. It looks like we have a safari, like a jeep tour that we could perhaps hop in. But we get this cool savanna, much more planted than that yard over there. And what do we got in here? We get the ostrich, we get the giraffe, we get the that's the Nile lechwe, and I believe those are the ones we have in here. Oh, look at those cool gates. Those are cool. And again, same type of borders here. We are above, and oh, there goes a black rhinoceros. So the giraffe house, interestingly, has their shelter sort of, it looks like their shelter is actually like wrapping around us, and that is really cool. Oh, and look at this touch of the keepers being able to get up there. And if I have my bearings right, yes, the shelter sort of wraps around us. Sorry to bother you on your little rest there. Very, very cool indeed. This sign actually ignores the fact that there's a black rhinoceros there. Perhaps it's on the loose or something. There you go. I believe we're going to be able to check out this habitat from many, many viewpoints as we progress. We want to make sure we don't miss anything. Look at this cool, guys, this is so cool. Look at this. Like, danger is behind here, right? This is the lion. You can see the hints of the indoor sort of the smaller yards that they have. That is so cool. And look at this gate. Wow, that is such a cool gate. Like, dangerous stuff is going on behind here. Really, really lovely stuff. Oh yes, and then you get the warthogs with very, very nice the giraffes back there. Elevation is just right, so you can see the giraffes and the warthogs at the same time, and the ostrich. You know, as you can see, it has these clear through lines. Warthog over here, the other ones over here. So look at this. That is exactly what you want when you build this. The look of this giraffe sort of looking into the warthog habitat. You even get the rhino here. Very, very well done. Great stuff. Yes, indeed. This, I'm gonna go out and say it. This is gonna be a meerkat habitat. Yes. I mean, is it? Probably is. No. There I go. That shows that you don't always have to believe your preconceptions. This is a African porcupine habitat. All right, yeah, I remember I checked out a bit of the zoo. The Africaneum is in here, and a really, really unique building. You'll see that really, really puts forth this concept of this big, bold architecture. The porcupine. It's kind of making me nostalgic, right? I don't know if you have visited zoos like this or even places like this. Is it weird that I have this strange nostalgia for old buildings? And when I say old buildings, I just mean like buildings from the first half or the first half of the 20th century, or like this 50s, the 60s. Something about the way people built then was very prevalent in my youth in the 90s, and I believe since the 90s architecture has taken a step elsewhere. I don't know what I'm saying really, but if you look at this place inside, I hope you kind of get what I'm trying to go for. This sort of, yeah, this feeling that to be modern you had to be like this, and this was the most modern you could get. And now when you are in a place like this, you probably get the feeling like, ooh, this is old-fashioned and this is not modern. I hope you get what I'm saying. Very, very cool. This whole section is like this with these indoor sections here. You get the sand cat in here. Ooh, that is a nice rock wall. I have to say, that is a very, very nice rock wall. I like it. Well done. I mean, really. Oh, I am a big, big fan of this. Yep. I'm gonna have to steal this. That is a gorgeous rock wall. I don't think I've seen anyone do that. I'm very happy I checked this zoo out now. I'm gonna steal that, and and look at these beautiful skylights. Great stuff. This is how you know someone, takes a lot of care. Look at how many little details make this work. Fantastic. So let's go through the Africa name. We get these cool, oh my god, yes. Look at this cool exhibit like column. So cool the way they're shaped and then organized. I love this zoo. I'm so happy that I checked it out. We get the fennec fox in here with this big imposing rock walls once again above it, which is the theme of the zoo, of course. This looks like this is the meerkat habitat. In fact, they get a lot of light from the sun right now. Aardvarks are in here as well. They might be inside a burrow or something. At this side, this is tortoise. Some more beautiful exhibit boxes back there. Tortoise, and what is the final thing to check out here? Ooh, the indoor section for the fossa. Really, really unique predator from Madagascar. Pretty much the sole predator the apex predator when it comes to... Oh, and we get an indoor section here for the pygmy hippo, which is going to get into the water just for us. It's cute little indoor pond here, and we get to watch it. How lovely. How modest, and at the same time, just, I don't know, man. I hope you're getting the vibe from this that I'm getting. Alright, so we skipped some parts. We're gonna run quickly to check out the outdoor sections here. I love the sunshades. I love this planter, actually. All of these animals are in the savannah. We actually missed a few, looks like. Oh, there's a whole second. This is big. It seems like this is a very popular spot in the habitat. Safari, there we go. Alright, this car ride isn't starting, but I'm just gonna simulate it pretty much. This is what you would get to see. So many African animals all together. A great planted, and you also get these really cool views of the big blocky buildings of the zoo. Very cool custom planters there. Life wherever you look. Watering hole in the middle. Very cool wavy bendy track as well. Oh, now you start. Okay. Well, I'm ahead of you. And then you move through these cool gates. Oh, they're actually not a custom piece. Why have I not seen this piece before? Anyway. See, yeah, I think I just haven't built a safari ride in Bolo Bolo the way I should have with the right tools. Thank you, Sandbox Mode, for making that one work. But yes, great one. Great safari. For sure. Stretching through these two big habitats. And we are going to continue our trek because what's coming up is the Africa Lodge. No translation needed there for sure. But yes, this is a restaurant. And again, look at this cool architecture, man. I love the dedication to making everything like big and in your face. Big building pieces, big logs, big letters. So cool. And also just the dedication to making it stick to the same theme in terms of coloring. I love it. Look at this. Look at this beautiful terrace here. What a unique view. Oh no, that's bad news. That's not... Oh no. Those people. Unfortunately. Those poor unfortunate souls have perished under the full weight of a white African rhinoceros. And this is the outdoor for the Fusa then, if I get it correctly. Yes, past the Africa Lodge we go. This is for the... I've already forgotten, so sorry, the pygmy hippo. Right. Moving past here. We know where the pygmy hippo is. It's inside bathing. And yes, this is a new habitat. A more tropical one. Well, for more tropical animals at least. The red river hog and the bongo dwell in this more lushly planted and smaller habitat. Trust me, guys, there's many more crazy buildings. Oh, look at the baby. Look at the baby. Okay, there's big stuff still coming up. Like the Tropenhaus, but oh, this is staff only. Okay. The Tropenhaus is another huge building in this zoo. And but this is not... Oh, it is off limits, but I want to know, is it modeled? Okay, is it? Okay, Let's go to the Tropenhaus. It is big, it is large. We're gonna do a round walk through it and then leave through the correct exit, which is right over there-ish. But the Tropenhaus has a lot of these cool big exhibit boxes for iguana, for centipedes. These ones don't contain anything, so let's not look at that just yet. But what I like here is these very cool raised picnic areas with these cool, like, understated planters. There is a sloth habitat. Interestingly, it's like an actual habitat and not a walkthrough one, which I appreciate. You don't always need to be walking through the sloth environment. And the maned wolf actually lives in here as well, although it does get an outdoors section as well. Looks like there's a breeding pair there with a baby. A cool, beautiful window with the rocks. Great stuff. Look at the cool roof as well. And here we get the armadillo and the capuchin monkey with these another cool set of viewing windows, cool climbing frames. Very fun combination of animals too. More exhibit boxes incorporated into the environment. Look at the cool rounded shapes here, the planters. We get the capybaras indoor section here. You could almost give them a little scratch. That is for staff. And here we get, what's gonna be here? Anteater. Yes, indeed. And the tapir. Sorry for the yawning. If you hadn't noticed, I was yawning. I directed your attention to it. But yeah, I believe the exit is... Where is the exit? To the Tropenhaus. This isn't it, right? This is where we came in. Oh, it's not. Okay. Did we check this? No, we didn't. A very, very interesting caiman habitat where the indoor section is like fully land, but they probably get water somewhere, right? Yes, okay, they do. There you go. Very, very fun way of presenting them. I hadn't really seen caimans being like divided into a full land and full water section with this visual barrier in between. Oh, and lest we forget the Galapagos tortoise. Is it not? Yes. Gorgeous. Let us say farewell to the wonderful Tropenhaus, because right over here we enter the, what I believe, cool sign by the way, Streichel Zoo. Sounds to me like petting zoo or farm zoo. I think that is what this is. It's a bit of a little section in and of itself. We get the tapirs over here with I feel like we've seen this before, and it's reused very well over here. But the Streichel Zoo has this cool sign, and we get the llama over here. On the other side, looks like we get the ibex. A very, very nice children's playground. What else lives in here? The wild water buffalo, which I've learned today from a cool video by the Great Leaf, is actually not kept in zoos. If you've seen these guys in zoos, they are actually the domestic water buffalo. Or they're kept in some zoos, I'm not sure. But at least they're very, very rare in captivity. They are housed together here with the Przewalski horse. And no matter how many times I have to say that word, it's never gonna come out right. Very, very realistic children's environment here, where the parents can sit while the children play on the seesaw and the swings. And this cool climbing wall here. Great stuff. I believe like more stuff was going to come and didn't quite happen, or I'm not quite sure. We get the doll sheep. Wonderful. Bordered by these tempered trees. Also, yeah, something I also love to point out is that the planting has been, for the most part, so in tune with the temperate vibe of the zoo. If you look at it like this, we are in a very, very built concrete zoo, but when you get moments like this, the planting really stands out. It almost looks like you're in a forest interrupted by a fence, right? And that is very, very well done. Layering this planting, obstructing your views when the construction, when the builder wanted your views to be obstructed. Feel like we're missing out on a habitat to our right. We get a reindeer habitat with wonderful tree guards, a big forest behind them. To our left, what's this? Ooh, looks like we're gonna be getting some cool predator stuff. I love this little secluded vibe here, leading us into the mysterious wolf, and I think the lynx here. Yes, the lynx gets a large habitat. Yes, great stuff. You love to see lynxes getting a large place like this. In real life, you would perhaps see them have this to themselves, but the lynxes here are treated very, very well. Look at this. Ah, yes. I want to check this out. Look at how this raised, the elevation work here is wonderful. Going down and then up, and then this little spine here leading into the shelter, and then the electrical wire here going up and down again. Very, very nice. And the wolves here, we get to intrude into their world. The Arctic wolf. Wonderful. Again with this spine of terrain, allowing them to get inside their shelter. Lovely. Realistic and bold, very bold choices were made. And I think, yes, we get some indoor viewing experiences offered to us as well. So yeah, I'm glad we didn't miss this little detour. Let us run all the way back to the reindeer, because we get yet another very, very cool habitat here for the fox, the red fox, an animal that truly has adapted to living all over the world, really. I love how the planting has really burst into life at this point. The Africa section was very barren, and the water world as well. And now we get this really, really lush vibe where we feel like we are, artificially so, but we are in a forest. We get the Arctic fox in here as well. But the planters are so nice. Look at this. I love this zoo. Very happy I came here. Even these little shops are nice to look at. But just because they are sticking to a theme. The moose gets its own little platform viewing here. A big wooden fence. Actually, we are above water, looks like. And we get these two moose. Or three, actually, or four. Cool big fence. Again, our view is obstructed by plants, making it feel like this is the only habitat. Ooh, very unique color variant there. Again, it's the little things. It's the little things in a habitat like this that really work. The terrain softly sloping up here, ensuring that wherever the moose is, you get an optimal view. It's not like the moose is obstructed by other things, and that's just, you know, nice planning and nice thinking ahead. Like not giving you a flat, boring field, but causing the terrain to go upwards again. It's just smart. It's just a smart way to exhibit animals in general. Very, very nice. Cool big trees as well. I hope we didn't miss anything at this side. A look into the beaver and the raccoon habitat actually is what we get. I don't think this is the optimal viewing. And over on this side we get the prairie dog. Yes, indeed. They get a lot of space, and we actually get a lot of opportunities to view them. This looks like staff area for sure. I don't think we're supposed to be here actually. Are we? Not too sure. Let's check out the prairie dogs again. I swear, this plant is all over Bolo Bolo, but I've never planted it with its roots like this. I've always had it sunken down to create cool bushes. So one of the most used bushes in in Bolo Bolo, but I've never planted it like this. Ooh, I see more stuff coming up. I love how this slowly morphed into a North American section, and I never really realized the theming here, but we get the cool, very cool stables here. Look at all the little things. The metal sunken into the poles like this, the fencing, the framing of all of this, the cool roof and everything, the tree guards. And we get the bison and the pronghorn. Something about the scaling, now that I see these animals next to each other. Are pronghorns really that big? Something feels off about the scale of this animal. Are pronghorns that big? Are bisons that small? I don't know. Now that I see them together, it feels off a bit to me. Anyway, I'm sort of hurrying because I know crazy things are still coming. Ooh, I'm glad I checked this out. The beaver gets a very, very big space here. Look at the little raccoon Bobby. Very, very cool exhibit building for them as well. And a little, yes, I was waiting for it, a little underwater viewing opportunity for the beavers. Ooh, yes. Look at this. You'll love to see it. The water is sort of glitching out, which is a bit of a shame, but you get this burrow here for the beaver, and it looks like, with careful terrain sculpting, I don't know, perhaps not, but you would hope that this is actually traversable terrain for the beaver. But very, very well made there. Very cool stairs here as well, out of the faux rocks. That is a staff building, but this is an empty aviary, looks like. It sort of has this overgrown vibe to it, like perhaps this is meant to be empty. I kind of get that feeling from it. Who knows? Perhaps the creator can lend us some information when they do get here. The badger There we go. I swear, in one of the zoos here in Belgium, it's gone now, but they had a badger habitat, and for like 30 years, that badger habitat when I was alive was there, and I never saw them. Same for the beavers. They said they had beavers, but I don't think I or anyone I know ever saw beavers there. Kind of a flop. The European section had a... Oh, hang on. Wow, this zoo just keeps on going. This zoo doesn't know when to quit. So let's go down under. I feel like this has got to be a big one as well. Ooh, I'm loving the architecture. Ooh, that looks cool. Yes. Shall we go inside or outside first? Actually, I'm feeling outside first this time around, but again, look at the bold and big architecture here. Bold and big choices were made, and I love it. Strong and cool, for sure. Foliage work still at a high level. Same with the fence, actually. Look at the fencing with even this little like tilted wood for you to rest your arms on. It's the little things. This is for the, I believe I saw something back there. Koala, interesting. An outdoor climbing koala section. Of course, the koalas are not climbing, but you could imagine in the real world that they would actually be in those trees, perhaps. Very, very cool. And then we get this. This is gonna be emu, wallaby. We get the wallaby. Get a lot of space. You think this is for them and no one else? Looks like the red kangaroo lives here as well. Cool fence. Cool fence with the wood, and then the wood keeping it together, and then the little frame with mesh. Very, very well made, and the planting to obstruct our view entirely from what is back there. Building it up in layers, allowing for these little speckles of color in it. Specks of color, rather. Cool environment. For sure. This is big. Very, very big. So many different ways and spaces and moments to view them. And we still haven't even entered the Down Under building. Looks like a restaurant is coming up with water. I don't think the saltwater crocodile lives in here. I was almost going to say it, but yes, it's just the wallaby and the kangaroo here. They get all of this space to themselves. But we are going to enter Down Under through this door then. Look at this, guys. I know some people would say like this is extremely large for like in a real zoo. This would be smaller and more compact. But as someone who has struggled with scale as well historically, what I like about this is that the scale works to its advantage. This is a big place. I'm repeating myself, but I just want to go out there and say it. Like, you can say that this is way too big. This is like almost cathedral, like in scale, but it works for this zoo. It works for the vibe of this place. We get the wombat here, actually. Get a lot of space. The Tasmanian devil gets its own cool viewing window here as well. Looks like an indoor section for the quokka. That's nice. I love that. Just a little touch of flair here. Looks like this was going to be for something, but it didn't come to fruition. Oh, this is nice. The little wavy walls here. Very, very fun. Ooh, made out of these very interesting shapes. Why have I not used those shapes before? Once again, learning things, learning new things. The rock wall we saw back there, but these, the primitive arch, you say. That is very, very, very fun. I think she agrees. Yes, she does. Look at the original use of this piece, she says. I'm almost ignoring the animal in here, the platypus, of course, but my attention has gone to the beautiful wall around it. Ah, look at what's this all about? The kiwi, which is of course nocturnal, so perhaps there's a lighting situation going on here for the kiwi. Ooh, there kind of is. Kind of is, yeah. The kiwi does get its deserved little nocturnal section here. Wow, okay, whew. Blinded by the lights. Koala, I'm getting lost in this building. Let's go up there. There must be a reason for these huge stairs. Cool windows offering you hints at the trees. You know what this feels like? This feels like liminal spaces to me. Like a conference hall that was abandoned, like built in the 60s and hasn't been abandoned, and I'm exploring like this conference hall that once was glorious and used for meetings and everything, and now it just sits empty, and you wander through it and you sort of reminisce about who, if I didn't know that piece moved, I would be very scared. But you know what I mean? This has liminal space all written all over it. Okay, and then you get these exhibits for the bats, and then the Australische Großschabe. 3 S's, guys. That's how Germanic languages work. You are allowed to have 3 S's in one word. Of course, the Blauzungenskink, the blue-tongued skink, right? I'm forgetting the östliche Braunschlange, the eastern brown snake, and the Todesotter. I don't know what a Todesotter is. And I also don't know what this animal is, but it's a snake. But yeah, this is definitely bringing me back to visiting these strange anonymous big buildings in my youth here in Belgium. I have this very persistent childhood memory about a building that I swear I went to with my parents, and it was big and it was huge and it had an aquarium sort of in the garden and everything, but they don't really know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm just gonna go around this quickly like this, because you can also go around the Australia house like this to check out the emu, and to check out the, ooh, I also like this vibe. That is the quokka, right? Yes, indeed. And once again, I'm just going to repeat myself. The use of terrain to make this larger, but the quokka would probably usually hang out over here. Very nice, realistic fence here. Nothing too crazy. These animals won't escape very quickly. And that's the koala. No, that is actually, ooh, that is the Tasmanian devil. But even they get this big and large vibe to themselves. But we are going to head to the steakhouse. And I think you can guess what is inside the steakhouse. You guessed it. A restaurant. Ooh, and it has a classy vibe to it. It has a sleek and classy vibe to it for sure. It has a terrace out there. Very, very cool. Personally, I would have made a saltwater crocodile habitat out of this, but who am I to direct? Very, very nice. Outdoor seating here. Now I'm getting hungry. An equally nice indoor place here. Very, very well made. All right. That's not actually... I think we gotta run through here again. Right. Let's do a quick little run. Actually, let's zoom out. This place is too big. I gotta do it like this. This place is huge. I think, let me just get my bearings right quick. Yeah. Down under was a little offshoot, right? Yeah, that explains my... we went through and explored all of this. Look at this nice little lake that you don't even get to see at any point during the zoo. What a nice touch. You don't even get to see this lake, but it's still a gorgeous little place to look at. Anyway, let's not get distracted once again. We are over here. Let's go back to explore mode. Now I'm getting... Yeah, here. There we go. This looks familiar. Let's go here first. We get this really, really cool building. Interesting architecture for what is the classic Asian elephant habitat. The Haus der Grauen Ries. I don't know what that means. The House of the Grey, and then I don't think I've fully read the next word there. Over here we get a similar in concept, but a smaller viewing building with a very cute little roof actually. Very, very nice. For the Bactrian camel, there you go. Sparse and dry and functional. I love the fencing here with the tarp covering it. Looks like we've entered an Asia section at this point. We get some domes and aviaries coming up. I've seen this dome and it's so cool. I did a quick little tour through the zoo just to know that the order in which I had to visit it. This is the Indian peafowl, and I've also learned today that this is the most often kept animal in zoos, and that is cool. Perhaps unsurprising then that it is also like the cheapest and most often kept animal in franchise mode. And ooh, an aviary here for the binturong. Let's actually head inside because we get a Komodo dragon, and I'm going to assume here fully indoor viewing opportunity. They get a wonderful glass roof to keep it heated and keep it in sunlight. A sprinkler, and you actually get the opportunities to get into their world a little bit and see them from up here. Very nice. Look at all the little windows here as well with solar panels on them. Yes. So cool. The binturong's indoor here. And it's the little things like this, right? You get these sliding doors, I believe, and they are sort of offset to imply that they could move. It's the little things like that, guys, that really, they can slide inward like this. There's even space for them. That is just, it's the little things that show the care someone has put into a zoo. Haus der Grauen Riesen, that means the house of the grey giants. There you go, I've put my knowledge of Germanic languages to work. The house of the grey giants. The house itself is a bit of a grey giant. So cool. A very, very real elephant indoor area. It looks like, aha, there you go, you get the Indian rhinoceros at this end in this cool open air vibe. Very nice. That dome is so cool. All right. Ooh, just a little very nice, nicely hidden butterfly section. Oh, here's the dole at the other end. Very, very cool, like sort of indent viewing window here to give us a better view than the metal fence. Very, very nice once again. Yes, this is what I wanted you to see. The Affenkuppel, the ape dome, is coming right up. That is so cool. That is so cool. I will say I've seen many people build an ape dome. I'm not sure if the builder has used a blueprint for this, but if they have or haven't doesn't really matter. It still really, really works. The fact that when you are standing here, you can already see very well what's going on, and ideally you would already see the apes right here, and you would go, I need to get up close, and then you are slowly swallowed by the dome, and when you stand here it's all above you, and that is a very, very effective way to do it. What a cool little place. It has gibbons, it has orangutans, and it even has the Asian small-clawed otter. And looks like the climbing system is being annoying a little bit, but a very, 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 very cool place. This is like the place where you grab your phone, take a lot of cool pictures. Fantastic. Well made. Another view at the dole over here. Believe it or not, we're still not done. Ooh, okay. I believe this is sort of the rest of the zoo, but this is a really, really, really cool. I like that this is like, I love the zoo. You know, I've said, you know that I love the zoo. You must have noticed. But I love that the zoo has this very strict lines and rectangles. But when it does break out from that, it really stands out. And this little arch, once again, is very, very nice. And this is actually another little secluded Asian section with a walk-through habitat for the red-crowned crane. There you go, the red-crowned crane and the Japanese macaque in this very, very beautiful aviary. And then at the other end, yes, hang on. I know it's the pandas, but we gotta check these guys first. The red panda has a big climbing section to itself. And let's try and get up there. Oh, this is cute. I think this is I must be honest, I expected a panda viewing opportunity, but that's also cute. Wonderful use of those statues here, they really fit the vibe. Why does this one look very cute and this one as well, and this has absolute homicidal psychopath eyes. Anyway, this is the giant panda building, and as someone who is planning to make a giant panda habitat very soon, look at this. Yes, oh, the curves and the planter and the dual curves to the left and to the right, and then the circular building. Yes, great work. Let's actually head in there. Yes, what's this all about? This is just... Yes, we get to the level of the pandas. There's actually a lot living in here. From what I know about pandas, this would not occur in real life, but hey. But I love the bamboo above the wall here, really giving you this vibe of like a Japanese or rather Chinese fortress wall vibe to keep this very, very important animal safe. Very thick and dense bamboo forest here. And Panda Royal, the panda restaurant with the grand view here of the pandas as well. Fantastic. I'm gonna do a quick hop like this and continue, because we still have some big hitters coming up in the Raubtierhaus, which is the predator house. Raub means to steal, to grab, and Tier is an animal. So there you go, Raubtier, roofdier, an animal that steals, that grabs. I'm not going to use the actual Latin stem for this, because that word has gained a very negative sound. Cool viewing opportunity here, by the way, of this, and this. Must be deliberate. It has to be. The way it cuts out here, although it's logical that it cuts out, but the way it's sort of lower here, and if it's not deliberate, it's just very, very... Ooh, there we go, the tiger. Gets a beautiful habitat as well. This is a Siberian tiger with actually very, very extensive climbing frames for tigers. I wonder if they... if the animals in the game use this, or if... I want to see tigers climbing in a zoo. I'm going to YouTube that later. This is the tiger garden, again with gorgeous uses of elevation, different kinds of faux rocks with the temple pieces as well. I wonder what other secrets the Raubtierhaus has for us. Indoor for the tiger. Indoor for the tiger as well. The caracal lives here. No animals here currently. Yes, a smaller but equally beautiful caracal yard over here. At the other side, that looks like that's Amur leopard. Yes, or is that that's the Amur leopard, right? They get a huge space to themselves. Very monumental. We get a nice lake. A very, very big space for the Amur leopard. You love to see it. And then yet another animal over here, the sloth bear, which I've learned is in Dutch is called the lip bear, and it kind of makes sense. Here is the sloth bear, the crazy
Indian bear, I believe. This is what Baloo is, if you didn't know from the Jungle Book. Great stuff. Very, very, very well done. And this is where we have to go next, and I think we're pretty much coming at the end of this of this zoo, sadly. This is another look at the large sloth bear habitat. We get another one of these playgrounds, and slowly but surely, what's over there? Is that still the sloth? Wait. Did I? Who are you? Oh, the Formosan black bear. I apologize. Another very rare bear. Yes, it looks like we have arrived here at the end of our zoo tour. So let's zoom out to give you a bit of a vibe check for the zoo. These huge big buildings really creating a vibe here. Everywhere you go, it has this very clear theme with the big letters, the colors and everything. It creates such a consistent feel to the zoo. I hope you agree. And even the backstage, like this is the Tierklinik, the animal clinic. And then this is the Wildtierpflegestation, and I'm not sure what Pflege stands for. It might just be the... But even here, this sign made out of these plaster segments is just very effective and very well done. Parking spaces, wonderful. Sort of quarantine zones here for animals if it's ever needed. But even this entrance, this is such a good zoo, really. Even with the lakes here it's actually pretty extensive water system. So yeah, in summary, a great visit to a great zoo. Thank you so much for watching. Give a like if you want to see more zoo tours like this. Regardless if you like it or not, to be honest, I will be touring more zoos. It is a passion of mine that I just can't seem to quit. Yelbu out, and I'll see you next time.